This episode is sponsored by Squarespace. Find out more at squarespace.com/forge. Welcome back to the workshop. I need to make some new dies for the Stanko power hammer because we've got a fun project coming up in the next video that I will need them for. But before I do that, we want to completely reorganize this workshop, fix the little bits and bobs that need fixing, such as me improving the motor mount on the Bernsdorfer. I haven't used it much in the last 7 months, so I'm actually kind of a little bit tempted to sell it. So in case you're interested, we're going to get this thing fixed. Jamie's going to help us reorganize things. Let's get some floor space back. We're still in the process of mopping, but after the last couple of days of rearranging and cleaning, this place looks awesome. We have reclaimed so much open floor space in here, it is unbelievable. And in some instances, reclaiming that floor space only took the smallest little change. Here's an example. This used to be down there, which prevented this toolbox from tucking in closer to the mill. So all it took was Jamie cutting the pipe and lifting it up, and now using the mill is more efficient because the toolbox is closer, and we've opened up a lot of floor space here, making the entry into the grinding room quicker. On top of that, all it took was moving the lathe about 3 feet to the left, and we've been able to flip the welding area around, move this welding table in, and as a result, I think it's going to be more efficient to work at the welding table because welder and toolbox as well as table are now in a much tighter spot. And moving the jewelry bench over to here has had the result of completely opening up this area, meaning more light gets in, it feels nicer to be here, and there's a little more area for playing with dogs. Now over here on the Bernsdorfer, you can see we've only got 3 belts on it. Well, we ordered some more, and we'll see how many we can fit on there. Alright, we've got belts. So it's now into sorting out our tooling. I broke the pin out of my flat die the other day.
The other day?
That was actually months ago. Why is it so jammed? Yes! Oh boy! I just turned on the power hammer and look what I find! The bottom dies are broken as well. No! That is really, really annoying. How is that stuck on? That's the bottom die, but it's stuck on the top. That's hilarious. Okay, so it's not a case of just repairing these 2 dies. It's a case of entirely remaking flat dies. I've got to remake the flat dies to be able to make the project we want to make. So yippee! What's more, this key is now loose. So we've got to replace the shim inside here that keeps it tight in the dovetail. Ah! I just got something in my eyeball. Ow! Got sprayed right in the eye with some like scaly oil. Put our shim in. Not enough. Okay, gotta take it out. Need a thicker shim. Still not enough. That was 6 thou. We started with 4, so 8 thou. How many shims am I gonna need to put in this thing? Even easier, double up the shims. That is what I'm talking about. That's how I want the wedge to feel, nice and solid. Yes, yes, yes. All right, I'm getting ready to drill the 2 holes that we need in these, but I'm getting fed up with something here. Every time I try and adjust my vise, I've got to pull the whole thing out to be able to spin this wheel. Well, in the spirit of fixing things, I'm gonna cut this wrench down. Success. Right, so here and there we have our top and bottom flat dies. They've got to cool down. I heated them up so that when we welded the dissimilar alloys together, it would hopefully stick and the welds won't break. We have another set of tooling to make for the project that we're going to be working on tomorrow, and that is a set of V dies, top and bottom. They'll look something like this. There's a few ways that we could make these things. I could take a bit of square stock, cut it across the diagonal, then I've got a 1 die and then 2 dies. Or I can make myself a bottom die that is shaped like this, and then pound a bit of steel into it. I think I'm going to go for the split square stock method, but we don't have any square stock. So we've got to make some square from some round and then split it. Well, we made our square block, but I also made a goof. Look at that. That tells you just how out of practice I am with the power hammer. I smashed my tongs. And just before I took this heat, I was remarking to myself that I have owned this pair of tongs for more than 11 years. These tongs were made by the late Grant Sava, and they have been everywhere that I've had a workshop for over a decade. That's nuts. I'm so disappointed, because just as I was thinking about that, there I go, catch them under the dies as the material slips out, and there's a crack in it. I really try and limit how sentimental I get about just objects. A pair of tongs, just an object, but these things have been all over the world. These were used to make the hammers that I sold at the very beginning of my career, which helped allow me to have a career. And as much as I try not to get sentimental, it's very hard not to with a tool like this. Now, I do have to say though, the flat dies we made work a treat. Really nice to use. I was concerned they'd be a little bit too thick and we would lose some power from the power hammer, but it felt great. They're nice and flat and they're much bigger than the previous ones. Hey, a day of making tools has been long overdue. Stay tuned to find out what we make with this. Now, there's a YouTube video that I'd like you to check out, especially if you like your knife making. The guys at the Montana shop made a tutorial on building a Builder knife box, and they have just launched a brand new model, the Builder knife box cleaver. How cool is that? Now, just like the pair of tongs that I messed up, there's another tool that's been with me for a very long time, and that is Squarespace. And just like the tongs, it was a tool that was essential in building my business, and I'm all the more grateful to have them as a sponsor. As you know, it's an incredibly easy to use website building platform so that you can build your own website, pick from countless beautiful themes that scale perfectly between mobile and PC, and avoid all the other possible hassle and headache that could come with having a website elsewhere, because it's an all-in-one platform. You can buy your domain there and never have to worry about any plugins, patches, or upgrades ever. Now, as you know, my little side project is dog training and dog sport, and my dog training website needed a little update recently as we got our PSA 1 title with Crazy, and as I just submitted an application to start a PSA club here in Norfolk. Squarespace's features make this incredibly easy. No matter how this little side business scales, whether it's selling physical products, online or physical consultations, or having paywall access content using Squarespace's member areas, I'll be able to do it. I can even sell things in person with Squarespace Point of Sale. So please, go to the links in the description, squarespace.com/forge, and try building your website with them. See how easy it is. You'll have 14 days to try it for free, and then afterwards you get 10% off using code FORGE at checkout. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this. Please also, guys, don't forget to check out the Alec Steele Co. and the new Builder knife box I talked about earlier. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.